My future bleak with emotions I'm renouncing. They say I got what it takes. Learning from my mistakes. Through decisions I made. Swear I'm hungry for cake. My heart black and my mind gone and my soul cries, but I don't. I start spans to get too blow to get so hot. Switch time.
What's happening? What it do? What it do? We're back for another week. Family Affairs Sports Talk, man. We're going to go on ahead and get this podcast started. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Drop a comment at the bottom. Don't forget to share this with your folks. All right, fellas. First off, we had NBA free agency open up. It wasn't really no big name players this time around. It was mostly like, you know, second tier type players, you know what I'm saying? Role players, young guys that could probably step into a bigger role. So you want to address it? You know, any signings really caught your eye? Well, Dre, I know you a Laker fan on the cool. You know what I'm saying? So come on and brag about the Lakers, you know, how they finna be unstoppable. They finna 9-peat, you know what I'm saying? With your girlfriend over there, La Bernicia.
La Bernicia. Oh, man.
Die-hard Rockets fan, but I am a LeBron James fan. And
La Bernicia, bro.
Making some good moves. The Marc Gasol signing today was nice, you know, with them and Montrezl Harrell and Dennis Schroeder.
I thought Gasol went to Golden State.
Nah, Marc Gasol just signed with the Lakers earlier today. 2-year deal.
Okay.
So with him, you know, Dennis Schroeder and Montrezl Harrell, you know, they're making some nice moves over there. So, you know, the Lakers gonna be strong again. I like what Charlotte's doing. They trying to make themselves at least to an 8 seed. Atlanta looking strong. Besides that, the East to me is slowly creeping to become. I expect in about a year or two, the East gonna be stronger than the West. You know, that's my only really take on free agency this year is I like what the Eastern Conference is over there doing. You know, even the smaller market teams are getting stronger.
Deron, what did the Western Conference Cavs do? I mean the Mavs. what they did in free agency? You muted, bro.
Watch your mouth, number one. You know what I'm saying? Because we was in the playoffs, and we won't. We was doing something. You know what I'm saying? Luka was doing something in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, turn your camera. Turn your camera.
Goodness gracious. There we go. You know.
Oh, we put no cowboy hat now. You ain't go for him.
Hey man, watch your mouth, man. Watch your mouth, man. Everybody feeling themselves today.
Yeah, watch your mouth. You ain't want to roll with your team today, man.
That's my squad, man.
Roll with them.
You ain't my mama.
You
ain't my daddy.
Talking basketball anyway right now, man. Y'all tripping.
You ain't rolling with them.
What I can
wear,
I can wear
now.
I can wear it, man.
Oh, now you want to wear it.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, y'all, that we got this cowboy on cowboy violence going on right now.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, watch your mouth. Ain't no violence.
I mean, goddamn. They arguing
violence.
about hats and things, man. Back to the Cavs. I mean, god dang it, the Mavs.
Hey man. Hey, we gonna be all right.
My bad, man. I mean, you know, come on, man. So what y'all do, man?
Well, the only thing I didn't like, we gave away Steph Curry, and I think he need to be, Luka need to be surrounded by shooters. We got this, a couple young guys to come in and do something. So, ain't nothing, like you said in the beginning, nothing special. Just role player guys. Huh?
What Curry went?
He went to
Milwaukee.
No, 76ers.
76ers. Yeah, he did go 76ers.
Yeah, that's a good pickup for them. But you know, it's just role players moving around. Dion, Wright, which y'all don't know, we let him go. So it's just guys moving around.
Okay. Okay. I don't really have much of a take. Like I said, it wasn't no big names really moving around, just a bunch of second tier, third tier type players. So, I mean, it is what it is. So depending on how quickly we get done with this here video, man, so we don't bog it down or turn any of our potential Trump voters off. We can have our little overtime section to address some of the politics that's going on. But let's go ahead and get to this week, man, with these football games. Come on, D, with your records.
I haven't tallied them up, but
Oh man,
you know what I'm saying. I think.
Let's go to something else.
we could just do it live. We could just do it live. Don't.
Yeah, well,
Live. I got the list of picks right here.
I came up with the best record so far this week with 7 wins so far. Tony and Dre got 6. Antoine got 5. And if you just add that to the totals, you'll get what it is. So everybody, we had another shaky week as a whole. I went 7 and 6. So and that was like I said, the most wins for the week. So it was a tough week for everybody.
Yeah, I should have never changed my mind on 3 of my picks, man.
All right. So
what'd you say, Jay?
I said I'm going to have to go back and count when the show's over because there was some changes made pre-game. I'm going to make sure y'all counting correctly.
Yeah. No doubt.
Well,
no doubt.
I
I
lost
that
3 that I should have had, but I changed my mind
Yep.
today.
All right, so
I should have never did it, man.
Is Philadelphia, Cleveland.
Oh, I don't even talk about them. Yeah, hey, I'm gonna put on record. I feel about Philadelphia the way you felt about Atlanta a few weeks ago, man. You just don't know what them dudes, man. And Carson Wentz is a bum. I don't care what nobody say. He a bum. They need to go ahead and switch it out. Put Jalen Hurts in. See what happens. Because he a bum. He a straight bum.
He's not a bum, man. Don't. Let's not overreact. Like he's still without several.
Bum. Everybody is.
Line, wide receiver.
Everybody is.
Okay,
I don't want to hear no
excuses.
excuses.
Together, y'all, man.
Look, he's trying to do it all by himself. No wide receivers, no running game. Offensive line is hurt. Now, when this is happening in Dallas, y'all was talking about the injuries. Don't call the man a bum because he's surrounded by a bunch of scrubs, a bunch of practice squad players, and he can't carry the team all by himself. And the defense is a suspect this year. They ain't nowhere near what they've been for the last couple of years defensive.
Well, I say
Bull crap. He's a bum, and every we said our teams was bad every single week. We didn't use injuries as an excuse for them being bad. They bad. The defense sucked up until about 2-3 weeks ago. They finally started doing something when we got rid of the 3 bums we brought in. That was being a cancer in the locker room, as far as I'm concerned, from what it seems like to me. Because the moment we got rid of him, defense started showing up some. He a bum. Period. He a bum. You play with what you got. There's a lot of quarterbacks play with less talent. I don't have nobody. He a bum.
All right, go ahead, Dre.
That's how I feel about it.
Antoine, you got to be quiet, man. They setting up the stage, man. In December, when they play against each other, that bum is going to knock them out the playoffs again.
Yeah.
So just be quiet. Let them call him a bum. It's just setting up the stage for something beautiful to happen in December.
Dude, because
let me say,
because you beat us, don't make you less than a bum. You still a bum. It's a division game. You see what I'm saying? All division players play each other hard. It doesn't matter what your record look like. It doesn't matter what your quarterback is. If you're a bum, you're a bum. You win that day, you win today. So what? All bums win at least once.
Well, that
I'll
bum
say this.
They can win at least once.
So I want that bum to beat y'all again this year.
I'll
Okay.
say this
Well,
about Carson Wentz. I wouldn't say he's a bum, but he's. I watched the game and he's just a mistake waiting to happen. You know, he makes some
every
bad
week.
decision or questionable decision that you like, man. You know, he had somebody running wide open, and you know he didn't see him. I know quarterbacks do that. You know, it just happens. And the pick six, he didn't get the ball out of his hands fast enough, and that's the thing that his problem has been holding on to the ball, waiting for something else to occur, and looking for that big play. And he needs to do what that boy, Mayfield. I'm not gonna say here he's doing, but he plays well when he does this. Is getting the ball out of his hands. It's something that Mahomes, as a young quarterback, knows how to do. Get the ball, 1, 2, 3, let it go. 1, 2, let it go. And you know, the Eagles. They if you got a defense, and I'm seeing this on fantasy, I just kind of did the research. I picked up the Cleveland Browns defense this morning just because they played Philadelphia, because they give up a lot of sacks, they give up a lot of interceptions. I think they're the highest team with turnovers. So they just make a lot of mistakes, and Wentz is a problem with that. And it could be like you said, Antoine, he don't have the pieces around him, so he's trying to do too much. Maybe, but to me, he just needs to. He's been in this league long enough to know he can't hold on to the ball that long, and good things happen. This is not, this ain't Madden on your video game where you can run around. Nah, you got to get rid of that ball, and he's not doing that. So that's what he just needs to do. He needs to correct some things and get help, because he is. If you are that man to get paid the way he get paid, he shouldn't be that bad. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's a double edged sword. It's a combination of what Antoine and Tony is saying.
What he just said was he's a bum. It's just in a totally different way than I said it.
So
beating around the bush.
this guy, his leading receiver was the backup tight end. He got sacked.
I don't want to hear no.
Can I talk?
Can we go to
Can
the
I
next game?
participate in this conversation?
Can we go to the next game?
You
giving me excuses.
Can I participate? Am I allowed to participate in this conversation?
Yeah. Go ahead with the excuses.
Okay, thank you. So his backup tight end led the team in receptions. He got sacked 5 times. Like I said, they have no rushing attack whatsoever. Sanders led their team in rushing with 66 yards.
It's 4.1 average, 4.8 from Scott. But
again, they leading running back led the team in rushing with 66 yards on 16 attempts. I mean, as I said, the offensive line is hurt, and so you have a guy who's trying to shoulder the load for the team. So if he's holding on to the ball too long, 9 times out of 10 is because his receivers aren't creating separation. He's having to wait for guys to get open before he can release the ball. Otherwise, he's going to throw even more picks than he's already thrown. Is he not playing great football? No, he's not playing great. But
he's not playing good football.
We've all seen this where quarterbacks try to do too much to overcompensate when they have guys missing, or when they don't have the talent around them, where they can just drop back 1, 2, 3, get rid of the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, get rid of the ball, and believe that their guys is going to be where they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be there, and let those guys make plays for them. So again, this is a guy who a short few years ago was the leading candidate for MVP. His team was 13-2 or something like that when he got hurt. I mean, to sit up now and say that Carson Wentz is a bum is a gross overreaction. You know what I'm saying? Because you got your pick wrong that you switched at the last minute. Like he's not a bum for that. I mean, I'm sorry.
He's been a
That's
bum.
my opinion. That's just my opinion.
He's been a bum. He just was a bigger bum than Baker Mayfield. Their defense is better than what it looked like. I can't hear you, Jay.
It seems like it's worse than what it looked like to me.
I said it's just a bad season so far. I'm not gonna, call him a bum yet, but he's having a bad season. He's definitely not having his best season, but hey, they still in first place. So
what they got
Okay,
to say?
so
They're in first place with 3 wins in the worst division in football right now. That's not saying a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? If you wasn't a bum, you should be doing better than that. There's games when he had his starting receivers and he still only got 3 wins. He a bum.
Yeah, if you watch him, he's not playing well.
What's the game this year? What's the game this year where he had his starting receivers at? What's the games where he had his starting receivers this year?
Several of them.
He ain't had his starting receivers at all.
One he ain't had them at all. Really?
Really? Deshaun Jackson hasn't played a single game with Carson Wentz this year. Not one.
He actually did play a game.
Alshon Jeffrey just came back
to
in the game.
You might want to go do your homework because he had played a game. He got hurt in that game, but he's played 2 games, as a matter of fact. He's played 2 games with Carson Wentz.
Atlanta,
New
Orleans.
Fulgham, who was a starting running back. Wide receiver. You got Regal, who's a starting
they
wide
are not
receiver.
Starters,
they
my
played.
nigga. Those are complementary pieces.
Those are been the starters. Those are the starters. Who else is missing besides his son? You know what? Let's move on to the next one. I can say what I want. I can call him what I want.
That's what I
said.
said.
He's a bum. It's my opinion. He's a bum. Don't try to tell me what he is and ain't to me. To me, you're a bum.
Well, I don't care what he is to you. I said that's my opinion. That's my opinion. What your opinion is your opinion. Washington, New Orleans.
You gonna try to tell me what he ain't? You can't tell me what he ain't to me.
Okay, and that's my opinion, home.
Well, I didn't say that. You gonna tell me it's a gross overreaction? It ain't a gross overreaction.
That's my opinion.
To me, he a bum. He ain't showed me nothing any different.
Okay, he ain't gotta show you nothing. Atlanta, New Orleans.
We getting a taste of what Thanksgiving dinner gonna be at the Grays.
Atlanta, New Orleans, fellas.
It's what I thought, Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was a little scared when I found out after we had the show that they switched it from Jameis to my boy
Taysom Hill.
Yeah, Hill at quarterback. I was a little scared. I'm like, maybe I should switch, but I'm glad I stuck to the Saints.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by Hill, just his composure as a quarterback, and 18 to 23. And the parts I seen, because I had a red zone, so I see a little bit of all the games. But when I saw him, I was surprised. I was surprised as how much of a quarterback he looked like, and not just an athlete.
Right. Bro, did you watch the game?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna cancel Atlanta just because they lost. You know what I'm saying? I'm still riding with you, Georgia. I still got y'all back. All right, y'all came up short this week. That's all right.
And Michael Thompson was there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to remember that boy was there and he had a pretty good game.
Right. All right, Cincinnati, Washington.
Man, feel bad for that boy Burrow, man. It's good. It's good for the team overall, so they can. Well, no, it's not, because they were still losing. It's just you hate to see a young guy like that. But that Washington defense, you know what I'm saying, they was punishing him. They was hitting him. You know what I'm saying? They was making sure the boy Chase, when he fumbled and I guess got a touchback or whatever. That boy got some. He brings some heat with him. You know what I'm saying? So. But just feel bad for Burrow because he was coming along, and he gone for the season.
Yeah, that's a big blow. Go ahead, Dre.
Yeah, I was agreeing. Just pretty much same thing he said.
Yeah, that is a big blow for Cincinnati to lose him, because even though they wasn't doing a whole lot of winning, it was looking really, really promising, and that's a team that you can can look at it and be like, man, they might be a spoiler them last 4 to 5 weeks, you know what I'm saying, of the season. So, all right, Detroit, Carolina. I'm canceling Detroit. That's it. That team is a bunch of bums. What Miguel say? You're a bum. They're a bunch of bums, man. And I let the run sit up and taint my mind, constantly saying, man, y'all better watch Detroit, man. Y'all better watch out for Detroit, man. Detroit kind of good on the cool, man. I'm telling you, man, you better watch, man. And damn Detroit.
So guess what?
Even though they delivered Biden in the White House, I'm still canceling. They bums, man.
Hey, that means Thursday you picking them to lose?
Who?
The Lions.
Who they playing?
The Texans.
The Texans? Hell yeah. Damn man.
He finally got an excuse. Yeah. Well, Stafford, Stafford was hurt, you know what I'm saying? You could tell, his thumb was down and, he couldn't throw the ball like he should. But that wasn't the reason. The reason why they won is that XFL, Kyler Murray, minus .20. The boy looked good. And, I was kept coming back to the game because I just wanted to see him just a little bit more. And the boy was impressive. You know what I'm saying? They found them something again. 24 or 34 for 258. He did have 2 picks, and one of them was real bad. But man, the boy looked just to first come out there and play like that. I was impressed by that because I thought he was gonna show something, some kind of no nerve, and the boy played well.
Yeah, I gotta understand he was a third string in Indianapolis for a minute, so he was behind Andrew Luck for a while. But what he did for the Roughnecks in the XFL last year, being the best XFL player, period, for quarterback, and going back to his college coach under that system, he know the playbook better than Teddy Bridgewater do. So I knew he was going to come out there and do something. I just didn't know it was going to be like that, though.
Bro?
I ain't know nothing about the dude. That's why I switched, because Teddy wasn't playing. But, we'll see what he do against a little bit more quality team.
Yeah.
To see exactly where he at. I didn't expect him to play like that. I didn't expect the defense to play like that, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Carolina defense has been kind of bad lately, So I wasn't, and that was the other reason why I switched my picks. When I found Matthew was playing, their defense hadn't been playing. The defense stepped up today big time for whatever the reason. And old boy I didn't know nothing about him. I ain't do no homework on him. So
I want to see him with
my pick. I kind of hate I did.
I want to see him with the running back when the running back come back. That's what I want to see him.
Yeah, because he didn't even have a good running game today.
Yeah, he didn't have Christian. I want to love to see him and Christian together.
There's no excuse for your team getting shut out. I mean, you can't get a whole field goal out the game. You know what I'm saying? Not nothing. Y'all get shut up for. I'm sorry, Detroit trash. I ain't trying to hear about the no-name quarterbacks for the other team and Carolina defense playing out their mind. They wasn't playing out their mind. Detroit is trash, and they are canceled for the rest of the season by me.
Just like Carson Wentz.
By the rest, but for the rest of the season this year, Detroit is canceled. I'm sorry. All right, we don't got to talk about Pittsburgh. We all picked Pittsburgh, so that was expected. Tennessee and Baltimore.
That was the game of the week. It's a good game, man. That's the game I kept trying to go back to. They kept going back and forth, and Tennessee just had more plays than Baltimore at the end of the game. But it was a good game.
Tennessee in overtime, man. I don't know what they do with that boy Derrick Henry, but in overtime, he just get like extra Pac-Man pellets or something. He just monster in overtime.
Yeah.
You know, he
Well,
did it to us. He did it to Baltimore. I mean, he done this in overtime. He's just, for some reason, nobody can tackle that man.
that's man. He started doing that in the fourth quarter, and what it is that big body is wearing that defense down. That's
Facts.
what that is, and that's why I chose Tennessee because I just felt like Baltimore defense, even though it's pretty good, they can be a little suspect. And I just felt like that dude was gonna wear him down. And like I told y'all before, Lamar Jackson is just not the same Lamar Jackson was last year as far as airing the ball out. And that's what was gonna hurt him. You going against another quality team with a running game like that, and they held him in check for 3 quarters. That first fourth quarter, especially towards the end, what was the last 5 to 8 minutes? He started picking up steam. That defense was tired. They just didn't want to really tackle him no more. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he able to do that in overtime, in my opinion, because he not already wore the defense down so much that they just ain't nothing they can do. Ain't nothing they can do with it.
Yeah, Tennessee just got they're not scared of Baltimore. Baltimore don't intimidate Tennessee whatsoever. They believe that they can move the ball against them. They believe that they could completely slow down that offense. And I'm sorry, but what's their quarterback name?
Tannehill.
For who?
No,
Yeah,
Baltimore.
Tannehill.
Lamar
Oh,
Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. Yeah.
He is what I thought he was. I'm sorry, like dude is being exposed this year, man. If he can't go off with the running game, he's not a quality NFL level quarterback. He just not. That's my opinion. Like I don't see no way that team can look at him and depend on him to be able to win them games week after week, especially the further you get into the season and get into the playoffs. I don't think that he could do it because his whole game is centered around his ability to run, to take off running and pick up yards like that. You know what I'm saying? And to get outside the pocket, where there's a scramble drill and stuff like that with the receivers. But if he can't do that, then he is a below average quarterback and he just don't got it. And Baltimore need to seriously consider drafting them a quarterback this year.
I wouldn't go that far. I just think
Yeah,
they
that's too far.
need an offensive coordinator that can really, to me, Nerd Turner, what he used to do with Cam, or Gary Kubiak type, or Shanahan types that can get a system that fits his skill set and his talent. You said it before about the Baltimore offensive coordinator, how he kind of did the same thing with Kaepernick, and to me, they're having similar careers. Kaepernick had one dynamic season, took him to the Super Bowl. After that, Cap didn't do nothing. He started going downhill. And I'm starting to look like Lamar Jackson the same way. I actually think if you get him a different offensive coordinator that can, like Turner and like what he did with Cam, and know how to mix it and run plays, offensive plays and passing concepts to give him open windows, I think he can go. I don't know if he'll get back to the MVP caliber Lamar Jackson, but I still think he'll be a dangerous quarterback.
Yeah, let me say this. I think I'm not saying he's below average quarterback. I think he's a definitely an average quarterback. He is dynamic with his legs, but I think he still needs a number one receiver. I don't like none of their receivers. None of their receivers scare me. Dez Bryant, I want to say he almost tried to look like he was one of the best receivers out there. I know you got your speedster and the Brown boy or Hollywood boy, whatever his name is, but they had like 4-5 drops that I was just like, you gotta catch that, especially Hollywood. Hollywood had 2 or 3 of them that I was just stopped this whole drive. I think he's a serviceable quarterback with dynamic legs and he can do it. I just don't think he has the weapons like a Mahomes does to say I can beat you and I can get it because he can get the ball out there. So You know, he didn't have a great game, but he didn't have a below average quarterback game. He had an average quarterback game. You know, anybody else, but since he's the reigning MVP and he's been touted as the greatest for, you know, whatever, then, you know, the scrutiny is coming down on him because he's not having an MVP type season again. He's a serviceable quarterback. You know,
And
they
he's
just need
only
to get more weapons.
and he only lost to the Steelers, Titans, and Chiefs. I mean, he ain't like he's losing to some bums or doing just terrible. He lost to some good teams. And it took the Titans overtime to beat him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bro, you got
But
something
Carson Wentz
before I smack these two dudes?
He better than Carson Wentz.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, so
Better than Jimmy G.
so first
Dre,
of
you
all,
going too far now. You trying to
Nah,
start
he ain't
stuff.
going
Don't
too
be
far.
fucking fires,
No,
man.
He
man.
ain't going too
I'm
far.
just saying.
He ain't going too
I'm
far.
just saying.
If you had a choice
Jimmy G
between
wasn't even
Jimmy
the
and Lamar,
conversation.
you
They're
would
on the
take
bye
Lamar.
week. Let's leave Jimmy.
yeah,
Let's leave Jimmy on the bye week today.
that's the problem.
Let's
See,
leave him on the bye
see,
week.
that type of thinking is the same thing that said not to pay Dak. You know what I'm saying? So like your opinion for the right quarterback
He got mad.
is trash.
He got mad because I talk about his
Your
quarterback.
opinion of the right quarterback to me is trash. Like you can get rid of that. Yeah,
It's
you know,
okay. It's all
but,
right. It's all
but,
right.
but look,
We were just talking about trading Jimmy last week because the injury was wrong.
Go
Now,
ahead.
but
Don't talk about his baby, man. Don't talk about his baby.
so look. So Dre say, well, I don't think it's him. I think you need an offensive the offensive coordinator that orchestrated the offense that made him an MVP. Let's get rid of him. He's the problem. That's first of all. Second of all, to say, oh well, he lost to some good teams. Well, the good quarterbacks beat good teams. Like you don't lose to all the good teams. You know what I'm saying? Like the quarterback elevates them to be able to compete and beat the good teams. You don't just lose to all of them. To sit up and say that the dude is not looking like my nigga, I think so far this year, out of 9 games, he got like 5 of them where he threw for less than 200 yards or something. You know what I'm saying? Like you got that type of running game. Hold up. You got that type of running game. You got multiple tight ends. You probably got the fastest wide receiver in football. The slot receiver that they got from New Orleans a couple years ago is good. You just added Dez. Don't tell me he ain't got no weapons. He can't throw. That's the problem. Then you compare them to Kaepernick. Oh, well, you know, it's kind of the same. No, my nigga, it's not. Because Kaepernick came in, led his team to a Super Bowl. He outthrew against Atlanta's quarterback in the playoffs where he couldn't use his legs. He threw for 300 yards in the Super Bowl. He turned around the next year and got them to the NFC Championship game. Now, my nigga, he ain't the same as Kaepernick. Will never be what Kaepernick was. He can't throw, and Kaepernick, who wasn't the most accurate quarterback, wasn't the best quarterback, was far more accurate than Lamar Jackson.
Everybody know your running game and defense got y'all to the Super Bowls those years. Kaepernick's not in the league now because he can't throw the ball.
Wow, really?
Got a strong arm, but wasn't
like white folk. You sound like a Trump voter sitting up talking about he ain't in the league because he can't throw. Get off the gas. You know why that man ain't in the league. Don't do that.
Kaepernick did not win no MVP or have nowhere near
Well,
the season that
I'm
Lamar
with you
say-
on that, Dre, but you can't say he not in the league because he can't throw. That's not why he not in the league. That's
That's
not why he not in the league. Let's be real.
Come on.
Let's be real. I'm not gonna say Kaepernick is any better, any worse. I'm not going that far, but let's not say that's why he not in the league.
After coming out of prison because Michael Vick can throw the rock. So I don't want to hear it. If Kaepernick can throw that ball, if he was dynamic, I don't care if he was on a knee or not. Let that have been a black Andrew Luck. Let that be Deshaun Watson or Dak right now. I guarantee you they're going to find another job. I promise you that.
They would now. They wouldn't have a few years ago. You talking about
1 year.
You talking about a dude
You're talking about a dude who came off of a Super Bowl trip and an NFC Championship game in back-to-back years, and he could not get a job. Meanwhile, Blake Bortles got job after job after job. You still got Ryan Fitzpatrick in the NFL. Man, don't do that, my nigga. Like, for real, dog. Like, you can say what you want to say. If you don't agree with my opinion, that's cool. Let's not do Cap like that, my nigga. Let's not do him like that, bro. Not a bunch of black men on the podcast. Let's not do that to Cap, bro.
Well, you getting a little emotional about it, and I understand.
Yeah,
I got you emotional.
It's because of what he said, though.
I understand your emotional investment in that, you know. But he went a little left with it, but he's on with it some. Yeah, because you're right. You're right in the sense of the year that Trump called it out. It would have been too hard to put him on a team. It would have been just too hard and all the backlash. Right now, and him being the hero, he should be on somebody's team. And if he did have a great arm, he would be on somebody's team because all that political pressure is now gone. So, it's just like when you and Tony, it's somewhere in the middle of y'all argument. You a little bit too emotional. He went a little bit too defending his point and kind of went a little too far to the right. But it's kind of true.
Wait. So basically what y'all telling me is that y'all believe that there are 64 quarterbacks in the NFL better than Kaepernick.
I believe there's 64 wide receivers better than Dez Bryant, but Dez Bryant
y'all believe, okay, but Dez Bryant is a third or fourth receiver. He ain't coming in as a starter.
So if Kaepernick had the skill set at the quarterback position that Dez has at the wide receiver position, you don't think Kaepernick could be a third string on someone's team?
Do you not think he could be a third? You the one said that. You the one who said that the reason why he's not in the NFL is because he couldn't throw the ball. I asked y'all. Look, I asked y'all a simple question.
Real quick.
Do y'all believe that there are 64 quarterbacks in the NFL better than Kaepernick? What you see out of Kaepernick? Do you believe that there are 64 quarterbacks in the NFL better than him right now?
His 2 full years,
no,
that dude threw for over 3,000 yards.
Okay, so that kills the argument about, well, if he was this, if he was that, he would have a job. No, because the fact of the matter is that he is better than a great number of quarterbacks in the NFL, and they have refused to bring that man in and to give him let him get a job. So it has nothing to do with his talent. He has arm strength. When he was in the NFL on the Niners, he had a 62% completion percentage, which is better than that of Lamar Jackson, which is better than that of Cam Newton.
So Cap right now will be better than Lamar Jackson. All right, next game. Next game.
Kaepernick has been out of the league for how many years?
Well,
right?
let's go back to the argument.
He never.
Let's stay focused.
I'm about to cancel you. I'm about to cancel you on here with this tomfoolery right now, man. Real talk, bro.
Never won the MVP. Lamar Jackson is a MVP. Point blank. That means Kaepernick never had the season Lamar Jackson had last year.
Does he got a Kaepernick shirt on?
Yeah, he got a Kaepernick.
That's what the problem is. He's repping it. Well, this is the thing. If with Antoine's argument, which is flawed, that the fact that his argument is flawed because Lamar Jackson is better to me than Kaepernick, but he's labeling Lamar a below average quarterback. So that would put
as a passer.
You say that. You say as a quarterback. You said a quarterback.
As a passer. Okay. I specifically broke down his game, which I said his game is centered around him being able to run. If you take away his ability to run the football, he is a below average quarterback. That's what I said. So that if you take away his legs, the only thing he has left is passing the football. And so from that aspect, I said that he is a below average quarterback as a passer. And to me, that can't be disputed. Now, y'all want to say that he's better than Kaepernick? You are welcome to your opinion. And who am I to change it? Drake, that's tomfoolery that you doing right now, bro. I'm telling you, it is embarrassing right now, man. It's embarrassing.
And I'll end it like this. The only thing I'm saying is you want to the debate and the criticism you give Lamar Jackson, you can give to Kaepernick. That's all I'm saying. And just like Deron said, Lamar Jackson is better than Kaepernick.
That's his opinion. That's your opinion. You are welcome to it. But look, I'm gonna say this: Lamar Jackson won the MVP off of his legs.
Yeah.
It was what he rushed for over 1,000 yards, which I don't think had ever been done in the NFL. And so when you have that,
Big deal.
along with he did show some improvement last year from his first year as a passer. So that improvement, along with rushing for over 1,000 yards, your team having the #1 seed is why he won the MVP. He didn't win the MVP because he was Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball. He didn't win the MVP because he was Tom Brady or any of these other quarterbacks who have won the MVP. Even Cam Newton, when Cam Newton won it, he rushed for like 18 touchdowns that year. You know what I'm saying? Along with his passing. So my point is that those two quarterbacks who won MVPs won the same way. It was off of their legs, rushing touchdowns, and the fact that their teams had the #1 seed. It wasn't because of them as passers.
Let me put this
what?
like this, Dre. Let's look at it like this. Cap in 2 full seasons, okay, he went for over 3,000 yards passing. Now Lamar did it last year, but right now, and this is only his second full year starting. Okay, if he play every game, he doesn't look like he's going to really hit 3,000 yards. He's only got 1,700 right now. Right now, Dak Prescott still got more yards than Lamar Jackson got, and Dak only played 4.5 games.
He got 19.
So I see what he got. Well,
19. I don't know what
I'm
stats
looking at stats today, so maybe I'm not adding what he did today because I'm looking at stats from him today, and it's 1,729. Okay,
that's my point. That's my point.
You got what? 6 games left. You got 6 games left. Okay, he's not throwing for 200 yards in a game that I can recall at this moment. So if you go at under 200 yards a game for 6 more games,
that's 18.
You still not gonna hit 2,000, 3,000 yards.
Well, let me say this.
That's
let me say about this.
Full year.
But Cap
only played 2 full years, and for both of those full years, he got over 3,000 yards passing. His next 2 years, 15 and 16, he played 7 games and 9 games. He didn't play the full season on either one of those.
My point of it is his best season, Kaepernick's best season passing, is the same as Lamar's best season, but Kaepernick didn't run the same yards that Lamar ran. Lamar ran way more than Kaepernick.
And that's Antoine's point.
That's right, but Kaepernick threw the ball. Kaepernick threw the ball more. We wasn't, our offense from what we doing and what he's doing, they ran the ball, they ran the ball more last year with Lamar Jackson than they did with Cap. And I'm not even saying that Kaepernick is the runner. Hold up.
But got the same amount of yards he got.
Hold up.
He would have left and got more yards.
Listen, I'm not saying that Kaepernick as a runner is that of Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is far more elusive, and Kaepernick is a straight line runner. He's not gonna make people miss. He ain't gonna shake people and all of that Lamar Jackson does. So as a runner, Lamar Jackson is better.
Let's go. But they equal the same yards. So how is he a better passer stat-wise? If y'all threw the ball more and still got 3,100 yards, and he got 3,100 yards throwing less, then how is he a better passer?
Because of his accuracy, the fact that he didn't turn the ball over as much, and the fact that my team trusted him to throw the ball more than they did. Now, Lamar Jackson's yards was off of big plays. we never had no burner in San Francisco with Cap. Remember, I was seeing Michael Crabtree and an old Randy Moss.
You had a
Cap
quarterback
for more
who
yards
3,100 yards, who rushed for 700.
more yards.
And you had a quarterback 3,100 yards and rushed for 1,200.
What you saying, bro? Look, bro, what you saying?
Cap threw for more yards. He had more attempts. He had more yards in his best year. His best year was 3,369. Lamar Jackson's was 3,197.
And
so,
you said more
attempts, but he also,
You said and Cap threw more attempts.
Yeah, he had more attempts, so he had more yards. You saying that he did it in less. Your argument was Lamar Jackson had the same amount of yards as Cap's best year with less attempts. That's not factual. He had 77 more attempts. He threw for over 200 something more yards.
All right, man. Let's go.
Completions. That's just the attempts.
Yeah, I think it's just too early on a man's career to say that he's not something. And I think from where he started, I remember that when he first came in, I think it was the last of the season. It was a playoff game. He was terrible. And like Antoine said, that next year he made improvement. And like they saying now, they know what they calling out his plays. I just think it's too early.
His first year, I think he played like 7 or 8 games, but they had went undefeated. It may not have been 7 or 8. It was maybe like 5 or 6 games. That his first year, he came in behind Flacco, and they ended up going undefeated, I think, for the rest of the regular season. But in the playoffs against the Chargers, he looked like pure trash.
Yeah.
So the next year, which was last year, you seen the improvement of him passing the ball, along with what he was able to do with his legs. They had a really, really good defense last year. Number 1 seed. What was they? They led the league in rushing. They was one of the top offenses. You know what I'm saying? So that explains. Look, I'm really not trying to tear him down. The only point that I was making was that I said from the very beginning that I didn't think that he was a good passing quarterback. That he was below average as a passer. And so to me, this year has justified what I thought. That's all I was saying.
So, okay, all I'm going in is that means Cap is just average.
Okay. So the next one we're going to go is Miami, Denver. Oh.
Disappointing, man.
Yeah, I was finna say that. But old boy got hurt, though. Tua.
Still, it was even before that. It was still.
They said they didn't say he got hurt. They said he got benched because he was ineffective. Yeah, which I don't like that. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I don't like that you put him in there over Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, that was bad.
Doing good. You know what I'm saying, to see what you got, and then the first game he's ineffective. You bench him? No, you let that young man play through that and see if he can't come out on the other end.
And then they're gonna say
that was. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Tony. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, to me, you send the mixed messages. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like the defense for Miami kind of went down a little bit after that. You know what I'm saying? You playing games with your team that you shouldn't have done that, in my opinion.
No.
Fitzpatrick didn't get hurt. You chose to put this man in here to see what you got and let him start. And then his first game, he's ineffective. You bench him? Nah, bro, you gotta let him fight through that.
And then soon the game's over with, you go on a press conference and say Tua's going to start next week.
Yeah, because even the pass at the very end of the game that Fitzpatrick threw, them going in, it wasn't like he was like fixed. It wasn't like he was doing this. He was just great. It was a bad look all across the board.
I'm not gonna criticize Miami too much because what was it, coming into this game? They were 6-3. You fighting for a playoff spot. The dude and took 6 sacks in the game. They threw an interception. He's just not. Today just ain't his day. You know what I'm saying? And you playing against a team that's below 500, ain't really all that good. And so the coach is thinking is, well, let's bring in Fitz. Maybe he can give a spark. Maybe he can save this game or salvage this game for us, and we can reset with Tua next week. But you're not wanting to lose ground when you are exceeding expectations right now and you seeing a route for your team to get to the playoff. I understand about, the first time that he really showed struggle even though the first game that he played, he didn't really look amazing. He ain't really looked that good, but they won. So this game where he taking a lot of sacks, turn the ball over, offense is ineffective, and you just trying to provide a spark for your team for that 1 week, you know what I'm saying, where you got a veteran and you got the young quarterback, I'm not going to, I ain't going to kill Miami coaching staff for trying to, do something to salvage the game that was truly within reach for them.
I just say when you got a young quarterback, he needs to see every scenario. He needs to be in it. It's you sometimes lose the battle so you can win the war. And I felt like they were trying to win the war all in one battle. And, and I get it, you don't want to lose, but you need that boy to get that, to feel that, to be in the no huddle and be in the shotgun, because he's going to have to be in there again. So I think that just the loss overall as a team wise and as what you want to do with your young first year starter, give that man that experience. Give him in there so he can he can rally the troops. And if it was him that threw that interception at the end of the game, his boys were like, "Hey, but hey, you at least you went for it," So that's what I thought. I feel you, but sometimes you lose the battle so you can win the war.
Yeah, man. You gotta let that man fight through it. You gotta see what kind of heart he really got, what kind of fight he really got. And this dude was known to have comeback games in college. You know what I'm saying? Let him go through that little bit of struggle. You know what I'm saying? Pull him to the side, talk to him, talk to your line, say, hey, this young man taking too many sacks. 6 sacks. That's too many. Come on, pick it up. You know what I'm saying? You don't bench him because your offensive line is not doing their job by allowing him to be sacked. I mean, yeah, it was a wrong move, in my opinion. And yeah, I would kill him for it. You shouldn't do it. You just shouldn't have done it. Now, if it was Ryan Fitzpatrick and you benched him because he was ineffective and brought the young man in, okay, that's a whole different story. He's a vet. You know what I'm saying? And he's known to have games like that. You know what you got when you got Fitz. You know what I'm saying? He's Fitz magic for the first few games, and then he's Fitz disaster after that. But
yeah, I mean, I get where y'all coming from. Like I say, it's just me personally. I ain't gonna too much kill them for it. Just for the fact of I think what their coaches was trying to do was salvage the game. But I could see both sides of the coin on that particular game. No need for us to talk Chargers Jets, even though Jets put up a bigger fight than we probably thought they was.
They gotta win one, man. They gotta win one. And I was kind of thinking to myself, I want to be the one that picks that one game for them.
And y'all not getting the number one pick. Y'all winning games too. Like, chill out.
No, I'm upset. I'm actually upset we won today. And I told Tony that, it was a bad win for us. Even though
it was a good win to me. Even though I hate to see y'all win, but I'm like, yeah, baby, yeah. Come on closer to us. You know what I'm talking about? It's for real.
I want the win. I want the win.
I can't help it when I'm watching.
It builds the team for the next year. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already was struggling badly coming into this. So you wanna have your players buy in a little bit more, and your players buy in a little bit more if they win it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, it'd be nice to have an early pick, but right now, I don't think we need an early pick. We don't need that cap. We don't need that money. We don't.
4 years, man, without that. But go ahead.
I don't think we need, but you talking first 3 to 4. That's a lot of money you got to pay, and we already a little strapped. Let me get a little bit down less than that, and find me a good left tackle. That's what we need. That's first pick. A good left tackle. Tyron Smith got to go. You owe you too much money, and you always hurt. You ain't played the 4 games since you got
that gone too, man.
Man, come on, man. Let's go.
That can't go.
Let's go.
Too, man.
He ain't gone.
Now y'all want to keep.
No, I want to keep him in the first
Green Bay, Indianapolis.
Ain't no y'all.
Man,
I've been wanting to keep him. I ain't never said let him go. I ain't never said cut him.
I'm talking about that. I'm talking about Yellow Boy.
Yellow Boy. That ain't me. Don't say y'all though.
I'm talking about Yellow Boy right now.
Yellow Boy. Y'all. Ain't no y'all. You ain't never heard me say get rid of him.
I never said get rid of him. All I said, I did not want to pay him $40+ million a year. That's all I said. But let's go on Green Bay.
Do you want to
Green,
pay
we'll,
attention?
we'll get
But
to the
when I
Cowboys.
when I
We'll have
talked
that
about
conversation.
when I talked
Let's
about him leaving, then
let's talk about it
like,
when we get to the Cowboy
let
game.
him go ahead and go. Well, I ain't
Let's
we
get
ain't
it.
paying him that. Let him go on and go. Let's not help
I
pay him.
said the pay. I don't want to overpay the man. That's it.
You're gonna pay him now. You're gonna
Let's
pay.
talk about that when we get to the Cowboy game.
You was okay playing Zeke though, huh?
He
Green
the
Bay
best.
ended now.
He was the best on the
Right.
team. Man, the turnovers at the end, they had two big turnovers. One in overtime, one in the fourth quarter. But the coach, hey, they did what they were supposed to do: play solid defense when they needed to. And surprisingly, and I guess it's only Green Bay's defense, but that offense, they scored when they had to. But man, the turnovers for Green Bay was just too crucial. I know that boy. I've been watching this situation. Aaron Rodgers trusting. I can't say his name. It's a long name, Scanley or something. Tall receiver.
Scandal.
Man, he is losing trust in this kid. And this kid got talent. He's 6'4", got speed. He just, he just can't trust him right now. And that big, he had a big drop and also the big fumble. Green Bay shouldn't have lost that game.
But he had a big catch too.
He did, but that's what he does.
He's an
he
up
does
and
that
down.
to you.
Yeah, he's
He
an
does
up and
that to
down
you.
receiver. He's an up and down receiver. He remind me of Aguilar when he was with Philly. But Aguilar then got over to the Raiders, doing pretty good.
Yeah, he looking good.
But I just had a feeling the coach defense was going.
They getting better and better each. Now,
Every week.
I was thinking Tennessee was going to, kind of run away with the division. But next week's game, man, is huge. And I'm actually thinking the Colts might steal the division.
The coach is going to be like the Chargers were as far as Phillip Rivers go. You know what I'm saying? As Phillip Rivers goes, the coach going to go. Phillip Rivers had only one interception today. He was pretty effective today. You see what I'm saying? He managed the game. He ain't do a bunch of turnovers, make a bunch of bad mistakes. And that's why I felt like the coach was able to pull that out in the end. And I just felt like that defense was going to be able to step up. And if Rivers can do what he did today, they will win. I just felt like Green Bay defense, they start off looking like they're good, and then their true colors start to show out after midway in the season, going into the playoffs. And then, here and there they can pick you back up. But, they falter around this time. So that's why I picked the coach.
All right. Next we got Dallas, Minnesota. Bruh, the floor is yours.
So I'm talking about, baby.
Man.
You the only one picked them girls.
Ride or die. I'm that ride or die, bro, when it comes to the Cowboys.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Say, I'm gonna ride with them. I was scared. Dawson come back after 3-week layoff. He didn't look good when he went out though. You know what I'm saying? The first game he started, and then the next game when he went out, he wasn't looking good. So I was a little scared. He was bad. And then what's crazy is if I remember correctly, I don't think he actually started practicing until Wednesday of this week, finally getting out of the COVID thing and all that. So I was a little bit scared, but I felt like the way the defense had been playing for the Cowboys 2 weeks before the bye, if they could just maintain that coming in and hold Dalvin Cook in check. And what I mean by that is not let him run 200-300 yards on us like I can't remember that dude that did it a few games back. But if we could stop him from doing that, I thought we had a good chance. Although Anthony Brown is a bum. We need to do something.
He's just giving
else.
out bums, huh?
Man, he's a bum. Yeah, this is
bum
podcast for Tony Gray. He's a bum. He got beat every week's way.
The only reason I didn't go with him because, like you said, Andy Dalton and Minnesota was playing well. Really, more of Minnesota was playing well, but I didn't think Andy Dalton was going to play this well. I told you this. I wanted Gilbert to start because I thought Gilbert actually gave us the best chance to win. But Andy Dalton was decisive with his decisions. He was on point with his throwing. CeeDee Lamb, was doing good, and it looks like he knows
That
how to
catch,
use.
bro.
I know it was a great catch. He looks like he knows how to use Amari and go to Amari when he needs to. These slant routes, these out routes, these simple routes that Amari gets open, and, he knows when he needs to go to him in crucial plays. And like I said, if the monster is playing well, we gonna play well. The guy that is definitely not overpaid, but Zeke.
Who you
You know
talking
what
about,
I'm
Stroke?
saying? Zeke, baby, running
Oh, I thought
5
you were talking
yards
about
per
the tight
carry.
end.
No,
He
Zeke
look
running
like the
5
best player.
yards,
He look like the best player on your
five
team today.
5 yards per carry. You know what I'm saying? And when he's like that, it helps our defense and it helps our teams as a whole. So it was good to see Zeke go, and not just Zeke, but then Pollard backdoor him, and had 60 yards. So that 1-2 punch, they got to lean on that. And if Dalton can just don't look so scary back there and look calm like he did, we'll be
Man,
all right.
let me ask you something. Ain't this Zeke first 100-yard rushing game of the season?
Yeah.
Okay. So you talking about he one of them big furry beasts, the ones that
No,
try to hide behind trees and stuff. The fluffy looking ones ain't got no teeth.
No.
No,
He
we're gonna
the
talk
same
about
guy that's
injuries like you wanted to do for Wentz. You know what I'm saying?
no,
Our
he
offensive
the
line
same
got worse
guy.
injuries than he got.
Zeke
He the
ain't,
same
He
guy.
ain't look like that.
Zeke not injured.
They
He
ain't
the
got
same guy
neither's Wentz.
that since he's been in the
Talking
league,
about the line.
since he's been in the league, he is the top 1 or 2 in rushing yards, for his career. So
But
that's what Zeke
that's
is.
what we're doing now. We looking at career stats. We ain't looking at season stats no more. It's just the whole.
It's
Let's add everything.
It's just his one bad year. It's one bad year. And
One
he's
bad
still that monster. Yeah, one.
That's it.
Yeah.
The other ones he been hurt.
Actually, yeah.
But
So
he's still
he had a
there.
good year last year, right?
Yeah. Over 1,300 yards rushing. That's a
Oh,
good
but y'all
year.
just couldn't leave out on no wins.
Well, it's a
Can't do it
team,
by
it's
itself.
a team game, man. If you know NFL, it's
over
a team.
5,000 yards.
It's a team game.
You got one of them number one rushing offenses.
Three receivers or 2 receivers had 1,000-yard receiving. How's he doing it by himself? Like, I don't understand.
Well,
Let
you
me
talking
just
about
say
you couldn't win
this.
no games last year. You brought up
I
last
know
year. Now you want to come back this
Geronte-
year? Let me know where we're going to be at. 'Cause you flip-flopping from one year to the next. We can't talk about last year and then you want to come to this year.
No, I'm talking about this year because y'all say, oh, his rushing stats for his career. Well, I'm talking about this year. This year he ain't leading y'all to no wins.
You
Last
just
year
asked
he ain't
about
leading y'all
last
to
year.
wins. So I'm trying to see what kind of beast are you really? If not equaling wins, you on the
And
field.
again, last year he can't do it by himself.
Listen, man.
Gave up a lot of points. Defense was not good last year either. We putting up points offensively, and defense is not stopping nobody. Why you think Rob Marinelli ain't here? Why the whole coach staff got gone? You ended up 8-8. Defense wasn't stopping nobody.
Well, I'll put it this way.
So-
Barry Sanders is one of the best running backs in the game to ever play, and you can see him and watch what he's doing.
That's a good one.
If you know NFL is more than basketball, it's more than this is a team sport. 22 players step on that field, so I know you're trying to discount
with a 5,000-yard quarterback. They won Super Bowl.
Yeah,
the point is he couldn't do it by himself.
He can't do it by himself.
Was he not a
beast?
beast?
Is he not a beast?
Was he not a beast?
All right, come on, man. Let's go. We going off topic.
This is the type of blasphemy that should not be tolerated on the top. To even bring up Barry Sanders' name in this conversation is disrespectful. Okay? It is uncalled for. I don't know what you got against Barry. You know, in your mind, you know that he better than Emmett, but Emmett got the record. I don't know what it is. But it's disrespectful.
Why is Emmett coming into this? Ain't nobody said
in this
Emmett was
conversation.
Why is you coming
talking
over Emmett?
about Ezekiel Elliott? Barry Sanders never, for his career, had a good or considered top anything offensive line. He had, 12, 14 consecutive seasons of going over 1,000 yards. I don't even know why I'm defending Barry Sanders right now. That you would bring up Barry Sanders. This dude had 2 wide receivers who had 1,000 yards. His quarterback threw for 5,000. You're talking about your defense, but your defense was top
bro.
12 last year. Like your defense is much worse this year than it was last year. So to sit up and try and act like you had a trash
defense was
defense
still
and
bad.
he
It
didn't have
was still
no
bad.
help offensively
It was
and he
still
couldn't
bad.
do it by
No,
himself. Come on,
nobody
man.
said nothing
This
about no
dude
help
is
offensively.
paid
I
$90
said,
million as a running back, and y'all can't win no games with him on the field. If that's the case, why are y'all paying him $90 million? Like that money could have been spread out for other people who can actually win games. Instead, you paying a running back $90 million, where the teams that made the Super Bowl last year was paying dudes on rookie contracts or undrafted contracts or whatever. I mean, I'm just saying.
let's
But
go
I'm
to the
getting
next one because you started to talk through the dude did his job last year. You got over 1,300 yards rushing. You done your job. You earned your money. He can't win games by himself, is what I said. You want to flip-flop stuff. Your defense wasn't stopping nobody and allowing people to score more points than you was putting up. We was averaging darn near 30 points a game last year. We won 8.
All right. So go ahead, Dre. Go ahead, Dre, and then I'm gonna say something. Then let's go ahead and move on. What you trying? We didn't.
I'll give credit to the Cowboys. Good win.
All I was gonna say, I know you. Why are we paying the man? He was the beast. He was when we went 13-3. You know, when we went 12-4, he was the beast. He was the one that we leaned on. He was the one that was putting 8 men in the box so it can open up for one-on-one. So, you know, he's been that guy. His first 5 seasons, he's up there with the greats as far as numbers wise. And if he does fall off, you're right. We can't look like, man, we didn't know he was going to fall off this early in his career. But if he stays on what he's doing, he's going to have numbers up there with the best of them. So that's why we paying him.
Kansas City, Las Vegas.
It's a good game. Good game.
Vegas gave it away at the end, man. That defense gave it away at the end. They had it, and the defense gave it away at the end.
Yeah, man, that cornerback, that safety, whoever he was, decided to go run up like he was going to tackle Mahomes, and he left his zone spot out, left him wide open. I didn't understand it, you know, and the dude, even one of the corners back, like, what are you doing? He literally just saw Mahomes running out and said, you know what, I'm going to go tackle him.
He got paid.
It was dumb. It was dumb, but he didn't get paid, man. He got paid. You know what I'm saying? You just not thinking. And but it was a good game, man. The Vegas running game, you know, Kansas City couldn't really do nothing to it. So it was a good game.
Jacobs a beast.
They couldn't do nothing with their passing game. Every time they wanted to throw the ball, Aguilar and Waller was killing them.
Yep.
And they had a couple big drops in the fourth quarter, man. The fullback.
Aguilar had a couple of them.
And the fullback.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh. You just hold on to those.
Two in the same drive. Drive.
That would have got him sent to the locker room. Like,
those were first down passes he dropped too, man. First down passes he dropped.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He would have got sent to the locker room. The second one, you gotta go to the locker room. Go and take the shower, bro. Because you ain't trying to play. You ain't. All right, man. That's all of them for this week. Let's go and quickly jump into these picks.
Bro.
By the way,
you gonna pass it to Texas game like that, bro. That's just messed up, bro.
You dirty boy.
That's just messed up, bro.
Hey, I swear I didn't do it on purpose. I swear to you,
I don't know, bro.
When the 49ers lose, he won't bring them up. Texas win, he don't bring it up. Dirty boy. You're dirty.
I didn't do it on purpose, man. I swear. I did not do that on purpose. New England use my bad. I didn't do it on purpose, y'all. I know y'all think I'm lying.
How?
I don't know. Because see on the ESPN thing, right? Between Tennessee and Miami, I don't know how I missed Houston and New England. I guess I scrolled up too far or something. I don't know. But I did not do it on purpose. I promise you I didn't. I don't mind Dre getting his, his grin on for this week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Beating.
you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I don't. I swear I don't. Come on, Dre.
Hey, Watson do what Watson do. We got New England's number. I told you I wasn't really worried about Cam. Good offensive game. Defense actually stepped up and made some plays. JJ returned back to the old JJ. So yeah, it was a nice win. Just like to see my team build and get better and better, and offense get some more chemistry. When wide receivers are starting to click, I hate to see Randall Cobb get hurt, but Cooks and Fuller, them two together, I like that dynamic duo. So yeah, it's a nice little win. I expect my team to win Thursday. Just get a little momentum for next year.
Yeah, your defense did step up. That your defense. The only reason why I didn't pick them is because they hadn't been looking good. I wasn't expecting them to step up like they did today. But your defense did that. They did that.
Yeah, well, they basically got him out the running game because they could run on them, and they got him out the running game, and that's when they couldn't make enough plays. But yeah, I must say I did switch. I picked them. I switched the last one because Jeremy Tunsil I saw went out, and I thought Watson was going to be running for his life. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was a good win. It was a good win. They shouldn't have won, but it was a good win.
Who they play Thursday?
Detroit.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, so looking at this, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins this week. My brother got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Rams. That was Monday night.
I think
that's tomorrow.
I think that's tomorrow.
What's your 6 wins, Campo?
The Browns, Washington, Pittsburgh, Tennessee, the Chargers, and the Colts.
Pittsburgh, yeah.
DeRon, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins this week. The Hawks, the Browns, the Saints. No, you got Pittsburgh, so no, you got 6 wins.
You got 6.
Pittsburgh, Tennessee, and Kansas City.
Yeah.
What happened to 7? Somebody said 7 in the beginning.
And he said I had 5. You know what I'm saying?
No,
so
I said I had 6. I said I had 6. He had 5.
No, you said you had 7 and me and Antoine had.
You did say
you
and
Antoine
with 7 wins. You said that. You said I had 5 wins. You said I was in last place. Ray, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 wins. Kansas City, Houston, Pittsburgh, New Orleans, and Seattle. The Tampa Bay game ain't been played yet. My brother got 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins so far with the Rams game not played yet.
But I thought Dre got the Hawks, Houston, New Orleans, Chargers, Pittsburgh, and Kansas City. So everybody got 6.
Yeah. That's what I with that one game left tomorrow, where me and all of us got Tampa Bay
except for Tom,
who got the Rams. So we all went. We all got 6 wins this week. 6 wins and 5 losses.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said I went 6 and 5.
Okay, so what's tomorrow's? Who?
Everybody got Tampa Bay except for Tom.
Tampa Bay and the Rams is tomorrow night game. And all of us picked Tampa Bay except for my brother. All right, let's go and get on these picks. Houston, Detroit.
Houston.
I think we are going Houston except for DeRon. I think DeRon going with his lines for this week.
Nah, I told you Matt Stafford hurt, man. Matt Stafford hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It
Everybody.
is. It's
Okay.
coming, man.
Okay.
And
Okay.
if he can't throw, they a mess, man.
But they ain't
Mhm.
have their running back either, right?
Yeah, but it's all on Stafford.
Washington, Dallas.
Y'all already know who I'm rolling with. Y'all already know.
The Washington team.
What was the score last time we played? It was pretty bad, huh? It's
think
the
so.
revenge factor. The revenge factor.
Yeah, but
We
Alex
gonna win
Smith
this one.
quarterback now, so
Who you got the run?
I'm going with the boys. Revenge factor, man.
I'm going with the football team.
Of course you are.
Alex Smith.
Baltimore, Pittsburgh.
Ooh,
Pittsburgh.
Oh.
Steelers.
Even though it
Man.
came down to the wire last time.
Yeah, it did.
I gotta go Steelers, man. I can't trust Lamar Jackson. If he could add a ball out, I'd roll with him. But yeah, I'm
Duran?
going Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, me too. I'm going Pittsburgh. All right, Las Vegas, Atlanta.
Raiders?
Yeah,
Yes.
Raiders and
Yeah, I'm
Raiders
saying I'm
versus
going
Falcons.
Raiders. I'm saying I'm going Raiders. I'm canceling the Falcons.
Yeah, Sin City for me too.
D.
Raiders.
That must be the stripper bowl.
All right, we all going Vegas. Chargers, Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Bills.
Buffalo, yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Bills.
we all going Bills. Giants, Cincinnati.
Giants.
Giants.
I think we all going Giants. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Tennessee, Indianapolis.
Ooh, shoot.
Ooh.
Oh,
Give me Tennessee.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna go Tennessee. Phillip Rivers he's gonna go back to disappointing. He's gonna be too hyped off this game.
Y'all said Tennessee?
Yeah.
Hold
Tennessee
on.
for me too.
I'm still thinking because I know the Colts won last time handily. Yeah, I think Tennessee gonna revenge factor. I might switch it in a week, but let's go with Tennessee right now.
I'm going Colts. Carolina, Minnesota.
Give me the Vikings.
Man.
Bounce back game.
I'm going Vikings too.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook is just on a tear, and I don't think Christian is playing. So
Oh. Ooh. I'm gonna roll with Carolina.
All right. Arizona, New England.
Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cardinals too.
Okay. We all going Arizona. Miami, the Jets.
Dolphins.
Yeah, Miami.
Yeah, Miami.
Y'all going Miami. Cleveland, Jacksonville.
Browns.
Cleveland.
Yeah. Cleveland.
All right. We all going Browns. New Orleans,
Okay.
Denver.
New Orleans.
Yeah,
Hey.
we all
Taysom
going
Hill.
New Orleans.
Taysom Hill showed me something I didn't know he had. I didn't know that boy could be that effective.
Yep.
Chicago, Green Bay.
Packers.
Mm.
They got the Bears number. Plus, they're gonna
Deron, you
run a
going
bounce
Bears, right?
back.
That's one of your
Bounce back.
gotta watch them teams. That's one of your watch 'ems.
Now Packers bounce back.
All right, we all going Pack. Seattle, Philly.
Seattle.
Man. Yeah, Seattle.
All right, we all going Seattle. Niner gang versus the Rams.
Rams.
Rams easy.
Rams.
All right.
Go on, say it, bro. Go on, say you going for your
Go on,
Niners.
say it. Say it
I
out
don't
loud.
put it on record.
Bang, bang, nigga.
Y'all loyal though. I give y'all that, man. I give y'all that. Y'all some loyal boys. But to let y'all know, America, he gonna switch it up later on the chat.
I ain't
So we
switching a
gotta do
damn thing. We beat them. Didn't we beat them this year? Yeah, we beat them. Stop it. And last game, Kansas City, Tampa Bay.
Mm.
Give me KC.
Man.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes. I'm going with Kansas City. After this week, it'll be a 2-man race for MVP. Well, I think it's already is now, but it'll eliminate
Who?
him.
Mahomes and who?
Wilson. Wilson won it Thursday. Beating Murray.
I'm going Tampa Bay for the moment. That may change, but I'm going Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I'm going Tampa.
I think Tampa Bay lose this week, like I said, and they're gonna bounce back next week.
All right, fellas. That about do it. For anybody who don't want to be offended, we appreciate y'all for coming out tonight. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you jump back next week. We're gonna have another video ready for you. Tell your friends about me. Now, can I get y'all take on what this treasonous, small-handed, orange orangutan bum of a man is doing right now, man? Do y'all see what this dude is doing right now, man?
This is my thing that I don't get with everybody and what they because I know some people on the other side is that at the end of 2016 it was the same thing, and somebody asked him after it was over and he won and said, "I thought you said everything was rigged against you," and he said basically, if I win, it's fair. If I lose, it's rigged. And that's what he said at the end of 2016. So, we know it's documented from the moment he stepped in talking about the crowds that I'm being nice. He embellishes, the truth for his own gain, and I think he's doing that now. So I'm not surprised. I don't think, and it's showing up. It's not working. He's been knocked down in Pennsylvania over and over again. Detroit's is about to certify. Georgia is about to certify.
I don't know, man.
And we're moving forward.
Michigan, I read today, Michigan talking about those Republicans that agreed to certify is trying to back out now. Now they want to take it to court and drag this out, and they're trying to get it to the Supreme Court, the state Supreme Court, and talking about appeals and trying to drag it out. So what's frustrating me is all these Republicans, they claim to be about the people, is only about themselves. All they're trying to do is stay in power and embellish him even more because they hoping to keep his base on their side to go vote, especially in Georgia, to keep them Senate seats. You get what I'm saying? So this attack on Michigan, all that's really about is Georgia. It ain't even about Michigan. In my opinion, it's all about Georgia and them trying to keep the fan base on their side, which is a bunch of bullcrap. You're supposed to be about the people, man. You know what I'm saying? Do what's right. Y'all wanted to holler this 2016, about it not being fair before y'all found out he won, and now and all this stuff about him that y'all said negative, and now here y'all, act like y'all blind cult followers. I don't understand it. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Move on. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even close. It ain't even close in no form or fashion. We talking about hundreds of thousands of votes y'all trying to get overturned behind 450 discrepancies. Really? That ain't even 1%. From what, if I remember correct, or barely over 1% of the votes that was in favor of Biden. Y'all want to talk about 450 discrepancies? It's just stupid, man. It's stupid.
Dre?
I'm just waiting for the certification next week, and go from there. I think once everybody certifies, then he ain't gonna have too much to stand on. I think he'll go ahead and he ain't gonna concede, but they'll put down the defense and let things just happen. I think the transition teams will actually communicate. Well, the transition team for Biden will communicate with Trump, I'll say after Thanksgiving.
Well, so I don't want to try to overstate or blow up what it is that's going on. But dude is real live trying to stage a coup in this country. The fact of the matter is that, like my brother said, or one of y'all said, that they are basically trying to drag this out and stall it to try and get it into the Supreme Court, where it's 6-3 right now. Because the guys in the Republicans in Michigan who initially said that they wasn't going to certify, then turn around and they did certify. This man calls them up on the telephone, and then when they get off the phone, they sign affidavits saying that they want to take back their certification. Goes to the White House to talk to him, and then come back and say that they want to audit the election before it's certified, which by Michigan law, the audit occurs after certification. So what they gonna probably try to do tomorrow is not certify, and that's gonna force Michigan to have to go into court and hope that a judge can either force them to go on and certify or replace them with somebody else to certify. All of this is drag it out at least until December the 7th or December the 8th, where if they not certified by then it goes to the legislature, who appoints electors to give the electoral vote, to that candidate.
Actually, they already started trying to do the elector thing. I read that too. That's what I forgot to mention. They're already trying to get them to replace the electors with Trump supporters. Right. They're already trying to do that.
Right. That's my point.
They got I think they got a lawsuit now where they're trying to get that done. So they ain't waiting for December 8th and all that. They trying to do that now.
They trying to do it now, but the fact of the matter is that it can't happen. It has to pass the date where they have to certify. They have until the 7th to certify. So they're trying to push it past that date. Once it gets to that date, then it goes to the legislature. And so they trying to get their ducks in a row right now, but none of it means nothing if the state gets certified before then. But that's what they trying to do in Michigan. That's what they trying to do in Pennsylvania, where they keep on bringing up these lawsuits. They keep getting thrown out, and then they come back with another lawsuit. They just dragging this out, trying to get it through the cutoff date, and then pressure legislatures to give the electoral votes to Trump.
Yeah, I don't think that. It'll be a long pull for them to do that. That would be crazy, and but I think ultimately what he's doing is just like a dog testing the electric fence to see where the weakness is at. I think the biggest harm is that he's doing something in play now that's gonna show where weakness is in our democracy, and it's gonna be exploited. It would be a long, like you said, it would be crazy, and people would lose their mind if something like that occurred. But you see what he's doing in broad daylight, and that's what's so crazy about it. And we're saying it. It's almost like when he got elected, like, man, this can't happen. This can't happen. This dude can't get elected. And he did, so it's that same feeling like there ain't no way he could do this. Ain't no way he could do this. This is a long
That's
shot.
a problem. That's a
Yeah,
problem.
it is, and that's what I'm saying.
People are not taking this serious enough, bro. They not. I was telling my old lady this a couple of weeks ago. With all these lawsuits that he kept losing, and I told her, I say, at this point, it ain't even about overturning votes or no irregularities or none of that. This dude is trying to drag this out to force it into the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court, the way it is right now, what they gonna say is, look, we gonna leave that to the state legislatures. They decide what they gonna do. We not gonna interfere. And if they give those electoral votes to this man, and the fact of the matter is, look, the fact of the matter is that on the Democratic Party side, they don't have the radicals on their side, our side, that they got on their side. Like they side will for real plot to kidnap a governor and execute her on camera and burn down the state house in that state. You know what I'm saying? Like this was a real plot by the radical right. When they planned I'm gonna come to you, Drake. When they plotted to kidnap that governor, they was gonna kill that woman on camera, and they was gonna burn down the state house in that state. They walk around, they go on the street with their assault rifles and everything, and so they the ones. If this was happening, they'll be killing people. If it happens, if Donald Trump pulls this off, there's nobody on the left that's gonna decide, man, we can't stand for this. We finna go to war with the country. You know what I'm saying? Huh?
Go ahead, Dre.
Well, the only reason I was saying, the reason why I'm not too concerned about it is like even in a lot of the court suits, the suits that he ran and tried to get the recounts and all that, they were Trump appointed judges that denied it. And the reason why is because not only there's no evidence of all the things that he's, accusing, but Trump is trying to be bigger than the Republican Party. And he's trying 4 years. But a lot of Republicans are looking at like, dude, you're trying to do this for yourself, but you're putting us in jeopardy for the future. Because what you're trying to pull off now, the Democrats can do 4 years from now, 8 years from now, 20 years from now. And when it comes to those type of situations, the Republican Party knows the Electoral College is always to their advantage because the popular vote has always been in the Democrat side. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, like right now, Biden won 74 million compared to Trump 71. So
no, it's higher than that.
It's 80 to 74.
Okay, but anyway, the popular vote is by Biden by 5 to 6 million votes. So whatever Trump is trying to pull off now, he has to be careful because you're opening a whole can that the Democrats can use 5 years from now, 20 years from now, whatever. And the Republicans know that. So you're trying to be bigger than the Republican Party and you're causing more damage than good being selfish. So that's the reason why I'm not worried about it, because a lot of Republicans and Senate members, congressmen, governors know what he's trying to pull. Man, you changing the democracy of this country that can benefit the Democrats later on, because they can pull the exact same stunt and get away with it because they got the popular vote. There's more people that's going to vote Democrat if they show up to the ballots than the Republicans. Republicans only benefit from the electoral college.
Right.
So that's the same thing with when Trump appointed the Supreme Court member before this past October. Now that got leeway for any Democrat president to pull the exact same stunt as long as he got the Senate in his favor. If he got more Democratic congressmen in the Senate, he gonna pull the exact same stunt, and the Republicans know it now.
That's not true. That's not true. Because I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the what Trump is doing right now is that for every state you got your state senate and house, right? Okay, so in those places, even where there's a Democrat governor, you know what I'm saying, that type of thing, they still have Republicans running the legislature for specific states. So it's not about if the Democrats own the Senate or own the House. It's about at the state level.
He talking about Supreme Court. Nominating Supreme Court justices. He's relating that.
Anything in presidential history, if one party can do, the Democrats can do same thing and find the exact same loopholes and protect the exact same states that are aligned the exact same way. All they got to do, you open up a president that any other president can do the exact same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that in order for that to happen for the Democrats, they would have to be able to, at the state level, vote in Democratic candidates at the legislature. Because right now, there's more Republicans running legislatures in this country than there are Democrats, which is why if this vote goes to Congress, because that's what it's supposed to do. If it's not certified by a certain date, if a candidate if any single candidate don't have the 270 electoral votes certified to them by a specific date.
How do you say that more Republicans are run legislators?
For the state.
This is the point.
Not in the House of Representatives.
The Democrats run the House. So
right, that's the difference I'm telling you. Not in the House of Representatives in Washington. Every single state, you got your House Democrats and your Senate Democrats for so for a particular state, their legislatures for the state, that particular state, the legislatures are run mostly by Republicans.
Give me an example.
Hold on.
Okay, so my example.
Hold on.
Let me give an example. I'm gonna use the. So in Pennsylvania, right? Pennsylvania has a Democratic governor, a Democrat governor. Their legislature is ran by a Republican. Michigan.
Who? The House of Representatives or the Senate? Congress?
The House for the state. See, you confusing. Y'all
talking about two separate things, though.
You're confusing the House in the state with the House of Representatives in Washington. They're separate.
No, they're not.
But they are.
There's a state House of Representative in the country. Whatever your state representative is for your state is the one who's the House of Representative. What are you talking about, state legislator?
Well, no. You see, Antoine's right because, y'all still are talking about two separate things. Because you were just making a point. That's why you talked about the Senate and the House about appointing judges that whatever the Republicans can do, the Democrats will do. Antoine is right because your governor is like the president of your state, and he has a House and he has a Senate that's in whatever state you're in. You also get representatives that you have that do the federal law that you say you want my two, depending on your population. I'm gonna send these people to Washington.
Give me names. Give me names in Texas that's part of state legislator that doesn't reside in Washington D.C. Like Sheila Jackson Lee is a big time representative here in Houston. She's in the House. Then you have like Ted Cruz, who's the senator. He's in Washington. What other state legislator are you talking about outside of Abbott and your attorney general here in the state?
Give me a second, Dre. I didn't know that I was gonna have to actually pull this up for you,
bro. What Dre is talking about?
Like city council, city representatives, but your state representatives are state representatives. They represent the state.
But then you have the Texas House of Representatives,
right?
That consists of, depending on the state of Texas, I think we have like 150 members that just for the state. just like you have the a supreme, you have courthouses that's just for the state, but then you have supreme, you have courthouses that's for the Supreme Court, and you have
And
lower
that's what,
houses. But
look, this is what Dre is talking about. Okay, Dre is talking about on the federal level. You
right,
had
he
Trump
is.
that got that I can't remember the lady name that was rushed into the federal Supreme Court because the Republicans owned the Senate federally, and they rushed to vote. What he's saying is the Democrats can do the same thing on
Right,
the federal level. If the two senators in Georgia become Republican, they're going to take over the Senate.
right.
That's why the Republicans are fighting so hard right now and falling for Trump's foolery right now and acting like they agree with him when they really don't. Because behind closed doors, they're telling everybody Biden won, what he's doing is wrong, but they want power so bad that they gonna they willing to on face value act like they with him and fight with him and agree with him and try because they want his supporters to go out and vote in Georgia for the two Republican senators to stay in the House, in the Senate, so they can maintain the power of the Senate and give Biden the same hard time they gave Obama when Obama was president and they took over the Senate then. That's what Dre's talking about. He's not talking about on the state level. He's talking about on the federal level.
All right, but
Good
that's what I'm so
in presidential history that one party has
Right.
done. They know that the other party can do the exact same thing in sometime in the near future in the history. So that's why it's a very delicate thing because they're gonna look at Trump and say, Trump, we can pull this out for you right now, just for you to have these 4 years. But guess what? 20 years from now, the Democrats can pull the exact same stunt and we can't stop them.
now this is my point. So in Texas, I know this is a red state, but in Texas there are 150 House members.
From
There
the
are
district.
31. There are 31 senators. That is just for the state. So the Speaker of the House is a guy named Dennis Bonnet. He's
Right.
not at the Senate, in Washington. This is just for the state of Texas. So what I'm saying is that for states, every state, like Deron said, you have your governor who's like the president, and he has a Senate and he has a House, right? Okay, so when votes have to be certified for a specific state, most of the states, that legislature is a Republican. So the fact of the matter is that if it has to go to Congress, it don't go to Congress at the federal level. It goes to Congress for each state and to the Congress of each state. Those states' legislature are led by Republicans in most states. So if they all decided to go together, to work together and say, okay, we are going to reelect Trump regardless of the vote, they could do it.
Yeah, but see, they could, but
Trump and his people would be able to pressure enough legislatures in this country to reelect him as president. And the Democrats are not ruthless enough to put the fear of God in these legislatures, to not pull this off.
Well, that's what happened in Michigan. When they sit there and they said they thought about not doing it, the outpour of the people, it's not going to be, it's going to be the people saying, because if there's something like that happen, there will be a real blue wave that, and they would literally have to, like you said, just do it on every single election, say, well, we don't care what the people say, we just going to do whatever we want to do. And like Dre said, once you didn't cross that line and did it, then the repercussions of what's going to happen to even Republican-led legislators, they wouldn't survive. They wouldn't survive. If somehow they wouldn't survive.
Yeah, but you're talking about years down the line. Like I said, like I told Dre, you would then have to vote. You would have to vote those legislatures out of office to make it to where there are more Democrat legislatures throughout the nation in order to do that.
If they did that, it would be. And you're right. Every 2 years we vote. Every 2 years, somebody's
Yeah,
up for
yeah.
whatever.
But Donald Trump is president for another 4 years, and you got to
It
wait
wouldn't
2
happen.
years. You got to wait 2
That
years
wouldn't
to try and change the Senate, and then another 2 years to try and change the presidency. Which by then, if he gets, look, I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I don't believe it. I believe that there's gonna, like the dude in Georgia, the governor in Georgia, who went ahead and certified the vote and said, look, these are what the numbers are. So he's not going to get overall consensus, but oftentimes it only takes one.
Yeah, I think this time they
you only
testing
need
it.
one state to do it to start to have a domino effect.
But
And
like I said earlier,
multiple ones, and that governor's going to have to or that state is pretty much going to say Trump is bigger than the Republican Party, because what he's going to do is open a whole can of a ripple effect for years to come.
But
I think
Republicans
it's
are
too
coming
much
out.
for. Yeah, but they're not doing anything. They're not saying anything. They're not saying anything. They're not. They're not saying nothing because they are scared of Trump. They still are scared of Trump, and they're scared of his voters, and they really don't want him to tweet nothing about this Georgia thing, like Tony said. But you're right. Like I said earlier, he's testing the system, and if there is a close election coming up soon, if he runs again in 2024, and he's a close election, and it's only one state, and it's a closer than what it is, then the scenario that he's learned through this, I can see him try to make happen. But what he would have to do is literally flip, 4 states, to make it happen. He's already got knocked down in Pennsylvania and Georgia, so he literally has to go back. That's why he's trying the Michigan, the Wisconsin, the Arizona, which he won't get. And
but they just filed another lawsuit in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania still ain't certified. It's only been one state that's certified of the battleground states, and that's Georgia. And like I say, he only needs one. If he gets Washington, they just put up another lawsuit in Michigan, which they trying to force. Pennsylvania, they trying to get that in front of the U.S. Supreme Court.
Right.
So,
all right. My thing is,
if I can see him win one,
that's like a low down, sneaky Jim Crow law type stuff, like a modern day Jim Crow law where he just undermining the old Constitution and making up his own rules.
That's my point. This dude is trying to pull off a coup in this country. He's trying to subvert the Constitution, and even though this is actually in the Constitution, he's trying to twist it in a way to use it that it was not intended for.
This man don't want to go to jail because New York is drooling waiting for him. Soon he get off that helicopter, they gonna subpoena his behind. His wife finna divorce him. She already got the paperwork ready and everything. You know what I'm saying? And he in debt, $450 million and all kinds of stuff. This man trying to stay in office because he know he might not run it 4 years. He might be in prison in New York. That's why.
He usually tells the truth of what he's gonna do, and he already said, "I'm gonna have to leave this country," and I can see him try to do that. But,
that's if this failed,
right? Until he start to win some court cases, or he's getting it to move forward, then I'll start to get a little worried. But he's not winning enough court cases to say he has any. There's no meat on the bone.
That's the thing.
There's bones out there.
That's the thing. His plan isn't centered around the courts. The courts is the very last.
It does because the courts.
Hold up. The courts is the very last step. That the Supreme Court. Yes, it is. What he's trying to do right now is all centered around stalling certification until the cutoff date. If he can do that, it goes to the state Congress, and they get. That's where he's going to pressure them to overrule the actual vote and to vote him in. After that, the Democrats sue, and it's going to go to the Supreme Court. that's when he's really worried about the courts. Right now is a stall.
No, but you still can't actually stall the certification until you get approval in court. Everything is still online to be certified when they're supposed to be certified. Now they could have certified earlier, but there's a date that you have to have it certified for it. The only way he can stop them from being certified is through court, not by all this smokes and mirrors and saying stop certification, or even legislators saying that, oh, we might not vote because certification has to be done at a certain time, and only the governors can literally step in and say for something to say, hey, all right, I don't have no court law, I can stop this certification right now.
No. Why do you think he's coming with all of these last minute recounts? It's stalling. Because until the recount, he just went to Michigan and sued for them and paid for them to recount 2 different counties. Okay, so all of this is the stalling tactic. He's constantly, just like Georgia, who did the recount and certified, he now turned around and asked for another recount.
Right, you can.
Right,
that's already. Hold on, let me say this real quick. That's already taken in consideration that they can have recounts before certification. They know you can only have, in some states, only 2 recounts because certification has to be done by, I know one of them says December 14th. It's like
every deadline,
December 14th. But they have the system in place to know, just like in Wisconsin, that, hey, this vote might be close. And since it might be close, we're going to have to give us until December 14th to recount at least 2 times. So these states have all this in consideration. Nothing has been thrown off to say we're going to miss our deadline of certification. That's the thing that the guy in Georgia said. He said, I'm not going to miss it. They haven't shown anything. The system's already been set up for all these smoke and mirrors. Hold on, wait, recount again. Okay, recount again. You still have until December 14th. I know in one state to get
that's
it
not
done.
all the states, because Michigan is December.
Nobody's missing.
Well, that's my point. Is no deadline has not.
It's still time. No deadlines have been moved, changed, or look like they're not going to be met.
Right. No, he hasn't stalled nothing because the deadlines haven't came up yet. The certifications, the one that's already happened. So he hasn't pushed no deadlines or pushed back any certification deadline dates, because they all come this week and next week.
And the only way that he can, and the only way that he can is through the courts. That like you said, the state's courts says, you know what, you have a point. I'm gonna write, Judge, I'm writing this now. We got to move or pause the certification of this vote because you have shown me something that is credible, that gives me the right to do this. And not one judge has even got to the point to say, I would see this case. Not that I'm on they haven't got to the point to say, I'm presenting something so we can have a court date. They haven't even got that far now. If they get something and say, you know what?
They have, but they've all been getting thrown out or dismissed. They've gone before judges.
Then that's the point. That's what he's saying.
That's going before them. That's it. You go before them and say, hey, Judge, I need to talk to you. But it hasn't said, okay, you have something. I need to set a court date. And since we're setting this court date and we know litigation can take this long, I need to do this and talk to the governors and the state legislators that, hey, we're not going to meet this certification date, guys, because they have a credible court issue that we need to take up and get together and get going. It just hasn't gotten that far.
It hasn't gotten that far, but I don't think that they've necessarily gotten to that point of what they're trying to do right now. It's to stall as long as you can, with the recounts and the starts and stops. And then once that's over with, then to go to Supreme Court and say, hey, we need I don't know the word I'm looking for, but a pause. We need you to issue a writ that says, hey, we need to wait on this certification because of X, Y, and Z. But right now, it's just, okay, let's make them recount. Let's make them hand recount 5 million votes. Oh, you didn't did that? Let's recount it again. This time we want to scan. Oh, you did that? Well, look, these 2 counties, it was some irregularities. Can y'all recount again? We got $3 million. We need y'all to recount. And once all that's done, then it's to go to a judge and say, look, judge, this is what we have. This is the evidence we have. We need you to put a pause on certification until this can be reviewed. Better yet, we need an audit, a full audit of the vote done before you do a certification, which is what Michigan is going to try to do tomorrow. They Republicans is going to ask for a full audit of the vote before they certify.
Right, yeah, right. They're going to ask for that, but you got to give reasons why that's going to be done. You can't just say, oh, I want an audit and I'm going to do it. You got to show something. They've actually basically again to the point that they exhausted all of their legal ways that they can get it done. They've literally went to Pennsylvania courts 39 times. You know, they are 1 for 39, and the judge says, for the one time I hear you, and you say, you know,
it's everywhere.
one time,
not just Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So it's not no, oh, let's do all this and then go to court. They've done everything they could do to exhaust the court's way, gotten nowhere, and now they're saying, okay, now let's go to these legislators. Since they're in the system, can they do anything to slow it down? And that's where you're saying the guy and the 2 people in Michigan, they want to say, okay, no, we change our minds. Now we want to audit, but they still need to bring something up. It's a long. It's Hail Mary time now. You know what I'm saying? It's they've tried the 5-10 yard jump out of bounds, 10 yards, and it has not worked. So there's no more legal ways that they can exhaust it. They're now going to these other drastic ways, and that's why you're seeing Senator Sassy come out and say, "Hey, he done tried everything. It's now time to move on." That's why you're trying to see some of these Republican senators start to come out and start to say a little bit more and say, "Hey, we done did good try." Christie saying, "Hey, the legal team is embarrassing themselves now because now they're trying to bring up Venezuela and they're trying to bring up all these other crazy stuff." It's coming to a point where it's getting comical, what they are, because they really had no legal standing. So
paying all their family members Christmas gifts. Those attorneys, they gonna embarrass themselves, but they get paid. So
Giuliani getting paid $20,000 a day. 20 grand a day.
They using Trump to
say
some business.
Yeah, but he the only one. He the only reputable one left. All of the good attorneys, after the first few times they went in court and got laughed out,
ain't
they were like, "Say, man, we done." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Rudy's the only one left, and he ain't been in the court in like 20, 30 years. Look, man, I'm sorry. 2016 scarred me. And I'm seeing what this dude is doing right now, bro. I don't trust nothing or nobody until it is for sure certified, all the way certified that the states he need, then certify him to 270. And until that happens, I don't trust or believe nothing. I'm scared to death right now. Y'all don't even understand. Y'all don't even understand, man, because I know that if he pulls off what he's trying to pull off, Democrats ain't gonna do nothing about it.
The people will, though. People go crazy.
They ain't gonna do nothing.
The one thing
they ain't gonna do nothing. They gonna go out in the streets, and he gonna send a SWAT team out there to shoot a bunch of rubber bullets and tear gas at them and hose them down. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me tell you.
No. Let me tell you, and this is it's sad to say, but this is it's gonna be white people. White people gonna go crazy, and that's yes, you're right. If it was us, that's what they gonna do, and it's gonna be fine. But white people gonna go crazy because the one thing you can't tell people in America, you can't tell white people what they gonna do in this country. You just can't, and they would lose their mind. And so
but they gonna be dealing with a president who just subverted all of their votes to be reelected to the White House. They don't care. He is not going. He ain't gonna care. And you see the Republicans. Most of the Republicans don't care. They helping.
Yeah, nah.
That's because they want
It
their
wouldn't
power.
happen.
They don't want to
You
lose their
look,
power. That's why the
look,
Republicans are helping.
Biden is a white man who got 80 million votes, and they still trying to pull this off. So what makes you think that if he actually
And he
pulls it
over
off,
300.
that he gonna care that the white people take to the street?
Because it's gonna be 80 million of them. It's gonna be 80 million of them.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
Oh yeah, it is.
A good number of them is niggas and Mexicans, and we ain't going out there because they gonna shoot us for real. Them they gonna hit with rubber bullets. We gonna get shot with real bullets. We ain't going out there fooling with them white people.
No, because we ain't gonna. We ain't in the front line. That's what I'm saying. When it's our cause and we in the front line, you right. But it ain't. This ain't in our cause. This ain't. It's gonna. They gonna be front line, and they gonna act a fool. We gonna sit there and be like, this is crazy. There ain't nobody talking about tearing up nobody. Ain't nobody going to jail. Ain't nobody going crazy. Why? Because that's, you don't, like I said, you don't tell no white person what they gonna do after they done voted and they did they American thing to do. Nah, man, it's not gonna happen. Like I said, it's too many states to overturn for it to happen. You know what I'm saying? If this is not a black cause, you act like this is a black cause. No, this is a white person cause, and they not rolling over.
My whole point is I'm not seeing enough white people, up in arms about it.
That's right, because they so. I'm not saying it because Americans are so. I wanted to say arrogant, but are so sure in their democracy, and they flag. But to somebody to actually roll over it, they would lose their mind because they don't even think it could happen. Now, the reason why they didn't go crazy when Trump won, because Trump won and the way the democracy is supposed to work. He got more people in the electoral college to vote for him and get them in. And now you're trying to say they won't. There was this, I told my friend, they said, man, they are sending these emails out to people, and we're finding out these emails are coming from China and Iran that's telling people that if you vote for Biden, we're going to come for you. And we're going to, it was these threatening emails that they were sending to these white people. And I said, man, these people don't know our culture. They don't understand American culture because all that stuff works in Iran and China. You scare somebody, you tell a white person that what they can't do, they going to go on and do exactly the opposite of if you telling them that you got to do something this way. I'm telling you, it don't work that way here. They expect for me, to be told what to do, but they not gonna be told what to do. You know what I'm saying? They not. It's just not gonna happen. And you can see with the people telling, "Hey, man, we gotta wear a mask." Just because you told them you gotta wear a mask, they don't want to wear no mask. Just because you told them, and that's the way it is here. That's the way it is. And so, to think that 80 million people are gonna lie down and just take it, nah, bro, that's not happening. Not here. Not here. You know what I'm saying? That's not happening.
All right, fellas. I ain't buying it, but okay. We're gonna see what happened tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm scared to death, and so But anyway, man, I appreciate y'all for indulging me a little bit, trying to talk me off the ledge. It ain't worked, but y'all tried. And I appreciate y'all for that, good effort. You know what I'm saying? But for everybody else who stuck through, man, again, we appreciate y'all. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. You know what I'm saying? And come back and holler at us next week. Tell your friends about me.